Hello everyone, this is White Wolf. Feel free to share out, feel free to like, feel free to just share this message out. And I wanted to talk about the advancement of love and what we're going through in our collective and how we're ascending even higher. And as we go higher, we have to go through a lot of catalysts, a lot of integration, a lot of healing. And I was watching Top Gun Maverick, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time because it's such a great movie because when they're going in those jets and they're going like 300 feet like off the ground, and then they have to dip down within lower ground, and then they have to immediately go all the way up, and then they have to remain consciousness, and it feels like an elephant sitting on their chest, and they have to remain that consciousness pushing at like 10 Gs in those F-18s, right? So a lot of us are going through that as light workers. We're going through it, and as we're ascending higher, we have to push the envelope. We have to go against our belief systems. We have to test those, 6, 7, 8G, 9G, and those G's when we're like F-18s and we're going higher and higher, and we have to keep pushing so we can fulfill the prophecy, fulfill the mission. It will feel as if we're being drained, and we have to be comfortable with being vulnerable, with being sensitive, and being okay with our advancement where it is at in the present moment. So I hope you all can hear me, and welcome. This is White Wolf, and feel free to share out. Feel free to book a private session as well. So what I wanted to talk about, it's the advancement of love, and that we're here to give a message that's supposed to resonate, that's supposed to allow people to become their own creator gods, and they're supposed to become God channeled within the human body, to become God's source energy in human form, to be an oracle of love line wisdom that's supposed to carry out this message of this said prophecy, and just carrying out that message and allowing that message to be the manifestations and migration of you in the present moment with being yourself, and understanding that this divine oneness, meaning that you don't have to have a certain behavior that's more spiritual than the other. You don't have to act a certain way. You don't have to be a certain way. But what you're here to live out is the healing journey itself. It is the self-actualization of creation, and it's allowing you to act on the things that we've been afraid to act on. It's allowing ourselves to be okay with our dark side, and to be okay with our distortions, and to be okay that the emotional guidance system is just guidance itself. And when we're going through catalysts and different upgrades, it feels like a hell. It feels like a dark night of the soul. But I want to tell you that we're extinguishing that living hell. We're breaking through the ancient gates that have limited us, and we're breaking away from the chains that are binding us. We're severing the cords that are binding us to people, places, and things in different lifetimes and different entities, and realizing that when we break through these thresholds, break through these walls, and break through all the things that do not make us our own divine, unique selves, it will feel as if we're ascending higher, but there's going to be a lot more pressure. There's going to be a lot more challenging experiences. There's going to be so many things that are coming against us that are going to try to keep us down, but we have to realize that we are the light. And when you realize that you're the light, and that this is your life, and that God always presents new things, and just because you're in a certain stage within your journey right now does not mean that you cannot be okay with it. Be okay with your advancement. Be okay with your triggers. Be okay with it, because don't demonize it. Don't judge it, because what we've done in spirituality is that we judge what we are. We judge our distortions. We judge it, and then we try to run away from it with shadow work. With shadow work being a reoccurring revolving door is my point. And I'm not saying that shadow work is not needed. I'm not saying that shadow work is bad. Do your shadow work, do your inner work, release and receive, but it's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to allow yourself to make that bold decision, make that bold choice that you've been afraid to do. Like if you really want to buy that TV, like my girlfriend did today, she went and did that because Spirit told her to do that. If you really want to buy a guitar and you want to start playing music and writing music, then do that. If you want to start writing down in your journal of all the things that you want to manifest within your life, do that. Don't be afraid anymore, because then the fear generates that limitation. And then when that limitation generates that fear, and then our fear allows us to just overcloud our judgment, overcloud our decision making, and it allows us to not manifest what we want to become. And it doesn't allow us to really transform and to expand upon the expression which is the divine message. And it's really not just only your truth, but the message. And just because a light worker gets on a live and they might say a message that's similar to all of the messages they've ever done, it does not mean it's the same message. It just has a different sentiment. It just has a different meaning. And sometimes people are meant to give that same message, but then they expand upon it. Then they expand upon their own manifestations, expand upon their own wisdom, and expand upon their own different polarities within themselves to where they're able to talk about subtracting more out of your life, or talk about your vulnerability, about your sensitivity, about how to deal with relationships, and so on and so forth. So a lot of us have to understand that we're just getting to that point to where we are having such discernment and such wisdom and such cognizance to really understand that we don't need to feel like we have to combat what we are. We don't have to combat what we are. We don't have to go against what we are. Because when we go against what we are, we don't allow ourselves to heal. We don't allow ourselves to receive. We don't even allow ourselves to be the blessing. So don't suppress the blessing. Allow the blessing to bless you and allow it to flow through you and to transform within your own self. And when you do that, you will be okay with being sensitive. You'll be okay with just releasing, with just letting go, with willing to forgive what seems to be unforgivable. And it's just carry that message to the very end and know that that is the message that is going to help people open up doors within their own enlightened journey. Because your message, your truth, your willingness to show up to your life as if you're meant to be there, and someone will see that and they will be like, wow, if he can do it, I can do it. And if everybody else on this video can do it, then you can do it. So someone said that there's a lag on the video. So if the connection is good, just let me know. If it's not good, I'm just going to continue myself. So if anyone can say that there is a lag in the video, maybe it's just on your end. I don't know. It seems like it's good on my end. So I'm just going to continue my message. And also, you guys can book private sessions with me. I do readings, healings, activations, codes, downloads. So don't feel like you're suffocating. Don't feel as if you can't breathe. Take that deep breath. Just release for a second. Just calm down for a second. Assess your thoughts for a second. Also, don't be afraid to voice your thoughts. Don't be afraid to... Sometimes you need to lash out. Sometimes that stuff just needs to come out. And sometimes it seems very messy. And sometimes it seems very chaotic. But if any light worker is going to take another light worker's life and pick it apart and say that they're just perfect, then they're in an energy of judgment, condemnation, and they're not really looking at the person and what they go through. We all have our things that we go through within our journey. We all have things that we're healing inside of ourselves. And the only way to have that advancement of love is to understand that everybody has their own journey and everybody has their own message. And just because my message doesn't resonate with you doesn't mean that I'm just getting on here just to hear myself talk. But your message, your love, your grace that is on your life and the anointing that has been set for you is to realize that you're here to live out your message and your prophecy and what your destiny is. Your destiny might be a good mom. Your destiny might be a good composer. Maybe your destiny is to be an actor. Maybe you're supposed to share your gift to the world. Maybe you're supposed to be an artist. We all have different ways of fulfilling our destiny. And it's not just becoming a light worker, because everybody has a hand in this. Everybody has like a dog in this fight, even though it's not really a fight. But for the sake of this video, using that expression, is that it's just allowing yourself to see that the advancement of love itself is realizing that everybody is that love. Everybody is God. Everybody is the divine. Everybody is that source of creation that generated itself into existence. So if we are made of all of that, then it's just us following our own journey and really understanding that we can co-create and that we're doing it all the time. We're always co-creating with our own divine co-creators. And that's what brings balance and harmony, and that nobody has to be right or wrong. Nobody has to be fully realized at this exact moment, because I don't believe anyone's fully realized and enlightened at any given moment. So we become more clear and we become more precise, and there's more of a direct alignment that is channeled from us. But we realize that everybody is going at their own pace. Everybody's going through their own stuff, if you will. But it's not just stuff. So, understanding that we're all opening different portals and different gateways and initiating a different state of being, a different state of energy. And it's just understanding that God's source energy is infinity. Shekinah means glory, means the glory of God. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord our provider. I'm not Christian, I'm a psychic, I do spirituality, but there's names of God like Jehovah Jireh, the Lord our provider. Like, we are the beginning and the never ending of the aqua river flow of God's source energy. It's those simple terms that are the DNA strand of energy. So you understand that every time that we speak something into existence, or we use our telepathy to initiate a manifestation or a divine connection with an entity or another individual without ourselves really knowing it. What is that? That is the cosmic codex. That is the Akashic record, but it's more than that. The cosmic codex means that you realize that you are the encyclopedia of energy. So, but this encyclopedia comes from the Intergalactic Council. It comes from Ashgar Command. It comes from Grandmother and the Tribal Women. It comes from every type of energy. It comes from every type of guide. It comes from every type of teaching, every type of religion. It does not matter. It can be inside of a movie. The Cosmic Codex is everywhere, and it's always present, and it is the advancement of love. So when you realize that it is just the strand, and it's just a thin strand of DNA that is interconnected and intertwined with every type of appearance, manifestation, experience, excitement, spontaneousness, and it's just tapping into that multiplicity of energy. So when we allow ourselves to be that cosmic codex, we always know that the encyclopedia can be channeled, and that there's always a definition, and that there's always an appearance and a manifestation that comes with it, but also a way to integrate it and bring it back down to earth into a grounded sense of understanding, a grounded sense of truth, a grounded sense of love. Now, a lot of you that are watching this will probably be like, this guy's just rambling about cosmic codex and stuff like that, which is fine, but that's accepted too. The person who thinks that I'm just rambling and I'm full of shit is just as loved and is just as magnificent. So that's their truth. They see me and they don't like what they hear. That's for them to understand. See, but if I myself was like, oh, then he's full of shit if he doesn't resonate with my truth, then that's stupid, right? That's on me. That means that I would have a problem, right? So we can't do that to other light workers. We can't just keep picking apart each other's lives, and also just each other's ways of understanding and integrating and becoming. Because then we can't really see from the other side. We can't see from the great beyond. We can't see from each other's perspectives. You have an objective truth. You have a perspective. You have resonance. But it's still the same. It's all the same. It's all the same energy. It's all the same strand of energy. It's the cosmic codex. It is the names of God. It is the breathtaking release of energy. And then, like, I was watching, like, Top Gun Maverick, and every time I see the ending, it just hits me in such a way because both of the people are redeemed. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen this movie, but, he had guilt about his partner dying. So, and then his son, saves him. And then they're both redeemed at the very end because they got to make up and they got to do all these things. But it's realizing that yourself, in your higher self, the God version of yourself is just trying to come back to you, and you're trying to come back to it. So we're all, in a sense, can be redeemed and to be accepted and to be worthy of this life once again. A lot of us don't think that, but I'm here to tell you that you are worthy and that you are beautiful and that you are made of so many different things. And that I can't even put it into words how beautiful it is to be on this journey, even with all the stuff, even with all the quirks and all of the days where we integrate and we heal past lifetimes, and it's just a part of the journey, it's a part of the growing, but it's real. And if we can't really voice that, then we're not going to really understand, how to navigate relationships, how to navigate different stages of our journey, like acting on things and subtracting things out of our life, or feeling like we can't be ourselves to our family, And it's like there's some light workers that if you don't feel respected, if you don't want to be in that field, then get away from it. And don't feel bad or don't feel guilty about it. We're not here to feel guilty for the advancement of love and also for the advancement of ascension itself. For the advancement of the entire planet to really understand that we're opening up the whole entire collective so that we can become, it takes a village to really open up the entire collective, to finally be open, to lead with our hearts, to not lead with our mind, to not follow societal norms, and to also understand that it's not about always just being somebody else or seeing your life through someone else's eyes, but seeing through the eyes of God. Because when people see you, they will see something inside of you that they don't see inside of themselves. And when they see that, they want to understand, like, how do you do it? Or they want to understand, like, how do I integrate this? How do I heal this? How do I get rid of energy into my house? Everybody has these questions. Also, you can book private sessions as well. I'm just letting you guys know. And also, there will be a meditation. I do a meditation almost like every time I go live. So there will be a meditation as I'm done with this message. And also, let me know if the feed is cutting out, because someone told me it was kind of lagging a bit. So invite the essence of life within your life, the stuff that breathes that fresh air. Don't breathe stuff within your life that bring you down, disempower you, that make you feel that you're in a belief system, that makes you believe things about yourself that are not true, that makes you believe stuff about the world that is not true. And when we believe stuff that is not true about ourselves, it always leads to us being very messy and being very distorted and to spiritually bypass. Now, I'm not saying that, I think everybody does this. I mean, I'm not going to say that I haven't done it, but it's just a part of it. If we're not really shown, if people are not shown the truth, they're not really going to understand it. They're not going to understand the truth. They have to feel it for themselves and experience it for themselves. And we can't force our brothers and sisters to experience the truth themselves. They gotta own their truth. We have to be accountable for our own truth and our own actions and our own inability to receive. And also, this deals with, like, prosperous energy, wanting to just be better at meditating, be better at channeling energy, being better at being of service to people, finding out connections to, do retreats or podcasts or even things like that. It's just always wanting to be better. and just getting out of our head and just getting into the game. And we just have to pick up the pieces and we just have to roll with it. I can tell you right now that White Wolf was not having it this week. Or I should say Jacob, because White Wolf is a different thing. Your human self is different from your higher self. So let's just say, like, this week, I was just being hit with, like, depression, with anxiety, with questions, with, just ridiculous stuff. But it's all part of it. And if we can't be honest with ourselves about it, and just understand that it's okay to apologize to yourself and apologize to the people, and just say it out loud and leave it out all on the table, and just have that clear communication with God. Because at the end of the day, God is the one that allows you to see who you are and what you want to become and what you want to breathe within your life. At the end of the day, God's source energy allows us to be that, allows us to see better, allows us to see more clearly, to vocalize clearly, to channel clearly, and to allow everything to be out in the forefront, because everything that is not the light will always come to the surface. So it's like a lot of light workers, a lot of people online will go on light workers page and say that they're a scammer. Now, are there people that are scammers, and are there people that do abuse their power? Absolutely. But at the same time, there are always going to be light workers that are going to reach people that you can't, that are going to be able to do things that you can't do. There are going to be like 15-year-olds that are billionaires. They're able to manifest at greater speeds than you. And it has nothing to do with age, it has nothing to do with gender, it has everything to do with the soul. Because it's just always understanding that we can learn from everybody. And I'm going to say this thing, and it's going to be really, really corny. I'm going to give it a little bit extra flair, because a lot of people say I give it a little extra flair when I go live, and I'm okay with that. Will Ferrell was in a movie called Semi-Pro, and he had a saying. It was called ELE. Now, I want you to, just for a moment, like, guess what that is. ELE. Everybody love everybody, right? If we are just always going to be a part of the problem, we're never going to be part of the solution, and then we're not going to be the evolution of resolution. So let's be a part of the resolve. Let's not be a part of the conflict or the opposition or the negativity. Let's counterbalance that with positive reinforcement. Let's reinforce it with positivity. It is really cold out here, so sorry for wiping my nose. But it's just really being authentic. It's speaking from the heart. And like when I get on here, all I ever want to do is just speak from the heart. And everything I do is an impromptu. I do it when I'm led to do it. Like these past, 3 days, could not do it. No way, no how. But I did it tonight because God asked me to. So everything has meaning. Everything has a significance. Everything has something to teach us. And if we are willing to be receptive, to be emotional, to be sensitive, to be vulnerable, to be a learner, to be a listener, then everything in our life will change. Everything in our life will grow. Everything in our life will expand and turn into something beautiful, and will be the same kind of beautiful as everything else. Because now we're not forcing ourselves to be something else. We're not forcing ourselves to be something that we're not. And we're allowing everybody to be in their own individuated creation. We're allowing ourselves to be free will, allowing everybody to be free, and knowing that we are in the house of God. God's house is so big that it allows everybody to be this big happy family. Even the people that don't like you. And it's okay if you don't like being around people. It's okay to be empathic. It's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to observe energy and get away from energy and know that you don't want certain things in your life, and knowing what you want, knowing what you desire, knowing what really speaks to you. It's okay to voice that. I swear it's like we've become in spirituality that we have to just subject ourselves to subjective truth instead of being objective, instead of doing our research, instead of really looking at it from a divine standpoint. That everything can teach us. And if we always look at it through that lens of perception that allows us to be deceived very easily, then we're always going to be the blind leading the blind. You know, I just think it's to the point where I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but I know everything that I need to know when I'm supposed to channel the knowledge that is present. So it's just being who you are. At the end of the day, it's just being you in the present moment, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being present. There's nothing wrong with being authentic. There's nothing wrong with being raw. There's nothing wrong with being exciting and spontaneous and doing things in such a radical way that it makes you an absolute rebel. There's nothing wrong with being a rebel. There's nothing wrong with exploring your spirituality to the point where it takes you into so many different directions and so many different other things that you would never have dreamed of tapping into. I think that a lot of the times we feel like we have to follow a certain teaching. We have to follow this and follow that. Just follow your divine obedience. And at the end of the day, if you take anything that I say literal, just take what resonates and what doesn't resonate at the end of the day. And the advancement of love will allow us to tap into the radio frequency of consciousness and allow the cosmic codex to be interconnected with every one of its counterparts. So, like this person said, my pupils are large. I did not take acid before I did this live. I will promise you that. I did not do that. I did not do that. Now, I did have quite a bit of caffeine, I will say that. And it's okay to be silly on a live feed. It's okay to be like that. It's okay to be like this. Just be ourselves. And I think it's just to the point where at the end of the day, it's a choice to meditate. It's a choice to be everything that we want to be. It's just a choice. So make that choice and align that action with that vibration, and then that vibration will allow itself to manifest in its divine expression, will allow you to tap into that DNA strand of the cosmic codex and allow you to be the walking manifestation of the spiritual encyclopedia. So, sorry about that, guys. It's really, really cold. My apologies. So, I will apologize for that. So, we're going to do a meditation. The power is like surging through me. The power is surging through me right now. I almost could not speak for a second. So we're going to just get into the meditation. And I would like for everybody to relax, to just be free within themselves. Allow yourself to focus on an object. Allow yourself to lay down. Allow yourself to just be free within yourself and to relax into the vibration that is present. And allow yourself to see your own DNA strand of the cosmic codex to see your Akashic record, to see your consciousness flowing through that beautiful telescope of energy. So everybody take a deep breath. Exhale. And everybody breathe and receive this meditation. And know that you are the anointed and that you are the ones to carry the message of the prophecy that we're supposed to receive this love, this self-discovery, this healing that is present, to allow the divine feminine and the masculine to coalesce inside of itself and bring it back down to earth and have a grounding effect. When we are a grounded, unified entity, we allow ourselves to flow with the perspective that is present, to see that we can use the truth of what we are to pierce the veil of amnesia and to break the chains that are binding us, to release the ancient gates that have been closed for so long, and to allow ourselves to be the stargate of that spiritual encyclopedia of the cosmic codex within ourselves. And if any of you have flown in your dreams, I want you to feel as if you're flying, like Superman. I want you to feel the power of energy when you're doing pranic healing go through your palms. Feel that power flowing through your palms. It is a bionic 12th dimensional light. And then there will be a violet flame, which is 9th dimensional. And Archangel Raphael's green ray of healing is going to allow yourself to see the sacred geometry of creation. It's going to let you see Metatron's cube with all of these different colors, these different shapes, to see the appearance of light itself, and to see that everything is not what it seems all the time. There's always magic being generated from our own consciousness, and to allow ourselves to be the radio frequency that is intertwined with every type of vibration. And we have the prophet Joseph showing us that no matter where we are in our journey, that it always works itself out. It always comes to a beautiful beginning, that there is never an ending, because the beginning is never ending. It is infinity. And seeing that we may go through stages within our journey, but we don't stay there. Archangel Michael shows us strength, shows us courage, shows us tenacity, and shows us the armor of God as it presently is. So, like the breastplate of righteousness, the helm of salvation, the belt of truth, the sword of the Spirit, the cloak of power, Archangel Michael shows us that we are very powerful and that we can protect ourselves and keep boundaries away from people, places, and things. And also, we can just allow ourselves to be in our own cosmic bubble. In this meditative state, you can do whatever speaks to you, whatever really makes you feel like you're in love with life itself, that you are the advancement of love because you choose to discover more about yourself, more about people, more about humanity, that you can learn from every strand of consciousness, every strand of DNA of God, that you can learn from everything that happens in your life, your catalysts, your circumstances, everything that is being presented to you, that you can learn from it in a very big way, and that you can ease into the relaxation itself. And allow this meditation to be not holding ourselves back, changing our belief systems, changing the way that we feel on a day-to-day basis, changing how we meditate, just wanting to be better, wanting to just weed out all of the toxins, all of the negativity, all of the false polarities, the false identities, the false self. And just slowly but surely discover what we are. And when I say slowly, it can feel accelerated. So if we feel like we're in an F-18 and we're pushing that 9G, we're going past 10Gs, that we're able to be comfortable going that high, going that fast, going that advanced, and that we're remaining conscious, that we're in the plane, that we're gonna complete the mission, we're gonna do the job that is presented to us, because even if it seems like a mountain, that we can absolutely turn it into a molehill. And just because something seems scary now doesn't mean that it's always going to feel scary. Sometimes it's just about taking that risk and taking that step, and then it initiates so many more things happening, just like a ripple effect, just generating waves of energy, generating that domino effect of energy. Just be you. Speak that truth. Know that your message means that you're the messenger. And just tell people, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger that is a prophet, that is an entity of love and light, that is an oracle of love, light, and wisdom, that's just here to bring about change, that's here to bring about unity, that's here to bring about acceptance, to allow ourselves to release our biases, to release the stale realities, and to see that we can manifest the greatness that is here, that is now, that is present. That we are healers, that we're clairvoyant, that we have clairaudience, clairsentience, that we have so many gifts at our disposal, telekinesis, that we have so many things within ourselves, levitation, that we can be comfortable with now, and that we get to share this truth, and we're not being persecuted for it, which is beautiful, because we're here to rid all of the hatred, the condemnation, the judgment, the right or wrong, the pointing the finger, and that we're just here to help our brothers and sisters. We're here to help humanity come to that sense of unification, of the advancement of love. Loving itself, loving its enemies, even though that when you are so in love with life that you don't have any enemies. But for the sake of this meditation, let's just say that. It's okay to have fun and to be imaginative with your creation, to be childlike with it. Take a deep breath. One more. In that, when we understand that when we're meditating, we're becoming the scientist of spirituality. We're using the divine instrument, which is ourselves. We're allowing the body to realize the soul. We're allowing the mind to realize the soul. We're allowing the soul to realize the mind and the body and the spirit coalescing inside of one. Knowing that you're the instrument, that we don't have to have another hypothesis, another theory, another explanation, that we are that itself, that we are the instrument that generates energy, that generates creation, that generates enlightenment, that is pulling the current of attraction, pulling the current of energy, just being able to draw the energy in. To be a magnetic force of energy, of electromagnetic kinetic source energy. Black Panther energy is very present. Allow yourself to be a shapeshifter, to shapeshift into anything that you want to become within your life, within your finances, within your relationships. Allow them to reshape, encapsulate themselves, and to migrate into worlds that are spoken into existence. Take one last deep breath. Exhale. When I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God manifested in the human body. And so it is. Yeah, sometimes I have no clue where I'm at when I do my meditations. I have no clue where I went. Like I'm sometimes over here, I'm over there. I never know. So I hope that this meditation was very helpful. I hope this whole live feed was very helpful. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. And just be yourselves. Don't be afraid of who you are. Embrace who you are. And rejoice in who you are. Because once you do that, then everything in your life will be amazing. Everything in your life will be amazing and beautiful and transcendent. So I will end with that. So people, everybody who's on this feed, you can book private sessions with me, readings, healings, activation codes, downloads, meditations, and also feel free to share out. And thank you for liking. Thank you for being a part of my video here. I'm kind of like Ricky Bobby right now. I don't know what to do with my hands. So, I don't know if any of you have seen that movie, but another Will Ferrell movie. But just be joyful. Have fun. Don't take yourself so seriously in your journey, and just be playful. Have that inner child. Have that divine feminine coalesce inside of that masculine, and Allow yourself to create deliberately. Just be a deliberate creator. And allow yourself to know that you are very much loved and that everything in your life will reshape itself. It will come into fruition. You just have to believe. Believe in who you are and disregard what you are not. Confirm what you are and disregard what you are not. So thank you guys so much. This is White Wolf. Feel free to share out. Feel free to donate. Book a private session as well. I'm trying to see if my guides want me to say anything, and they don't. So thank you. I love you guys, and know that anytime that you come onto this channel, whether you're on YouTube, whether you are on BitChute, whether you're on Instagram or TikTok, YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle Loveline Wisdom, Instagram, White Wolf 4741, White Wolf the Oracle 23 _@, and also TikTok. You obviously see my TikTok and stuff like that. So if you're coming on and you're on like a different platform and you don't know if this was pre-recorded, so yes, it's pre-recorded. So thank you and love you all, and just know that do everything that you're led to do, and God will work out the rest. So thank you. God bless and namaste.